The deal is finally done. Washington, D.C. is about to transform 176 acres of neglected riverfront into the most ambitious urban development project in the city's history. After years of political gridlock and false start, it's finally happening. Talking about a 65,000-seat stadium, over 6,000 new homes, a world-class entertainment district, riverfront trails, and more. This isn't a pipe dream anymore. It's real, and it's called the RFK Stadium redevelopment. On September 18th, the D.C. Council voted 11-2 to approve a $3.8 billion deal, bringing the Washington Commanders back home and unlocking the full transformation of the entire old RFK campus. Now, let me put that in perspective a little bit. The Wharf, one of these most celebrated developments, a world-class development, by the way, spans just 24 acres. This will be nearly 8 times larger, making it the single largest development project in DC history. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what's coming, what it means for the city, what it means for Washingtonians who live, work, and play here every day. Make sure you stay to the end because there are 3 districts in this plan that may surprise you. Look, I love this city. I love real estate, but I don't think I've ever been this excited for a new project. And here's why. This isn't just about a stadium. This has the potential to reshape the entire east side of the city. But before we go forward, let's rewind the clock just a little bit, and I'm going to talk about how we got here. To most fans, the old stadium is hallowed ground. It wasn't perfect, the bleachers bounced, the bathrooms were rough, and the wind would cut through there like a knife sometimes. But the experience was often magical. I had many great memories there, as I'm sure you do. Yes, it was nearing the end of its life, but we didn't care. The team was winning, often in spectacular fashion, and the atmosphere made it unforgettable. The Hogs all dressed up, and they never missed a game. The Redskins marching band and the cheerleaders kept the energy high. And those lower bouncing bleachers, they didn't just shake from the crowd's movement, they became part of the experience. Now, in 1997, everything began to change. The team moved to Maryland, their performance began to lag, and the magic started to fade. Season tickets went from being impossible to get, where you literally had to inherit them, to being widely available and overpriced. The team lost its spark. Fans definitely felt the disconnect. Along with many other fans, I had wished and hoped and prayed the team to come under new management and to bring the team back to the city. And for so many years, we didn't know if either one of those would ever happen. But now, almost 30 years later, and under a new ownership group, hope is back. In Josh Harris's second year on the team, the Commanders went to the NFC Championship game, something the previous ownership group wasn't able to do in over 24 years. I've attended several games in the last year, and the fans were actually doing the wave. I hadn't seen that at a Washington game in decades. That feeling of pride is definitely back. Now, all that being said, here's the larger story. The stadium portion of this new project is only 20% of what's coming. So here's where we are today. And what are we talking about with this project? Well, there'll be 5 distinct districts. You have the Stadium District, which will be the crown jewel, and it's slated to be completed by 2030. It'll be anchored by a new dome stadium, seating around 65,000 fans. But it's far more than a football venue. They have a bold vision for a year-round destination in the heart of DC. Plans call for a translucent roof, which means the stadium will be able to be open up to 357 days a year, not only hosting the games, but also world-class concerts. It could host Super Bowl, World Cup matches, Rugby World Cup, and even Olympic events. From certain seats, you'll be able to see the Capitol Dome, and there's even early talk of incorporating mass timber into the design, which is a sustainable choice, and it's rarely seen in a project at this scale. One particularly interesting detail that I just learned in a meeting recently is the team is currently exploring ways to include natural turf inside the stadium in the new way, though. And the goal is to create a playing surface that prioritizes player comfort. Surrounding the stadium will be the Plaza District, which will become a vibrant neighborhood on its own with restaurants, hotels, and retail stores. And to cap off that district, there will be a tech-driven entrance to enhance the game day experience and a large fan plaza to get you fired up before entering the stadium. Expect extensive parking, direct metro access, and a pedestrian-friendly design. The vision here is to make arrival and departure smooth, even on the busiest event days, which, let's be honest, that will be a nice change from the current stadium. They also want to blend the kind of gritty magic of the old RFK with a state-of-the-art venue and public space. And the idea here is to reflect where Washington, D.C. is headed. The plaza will be high density and feature the tallest buildings in the overall project. By the way, if we haven't met yet, I'm Brad. I'm a local real estate agent who makes content all about moving to and living in Washington, D.C. based on my 26 years here. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, reach out. My contact information is in the description below as well as on the screen. Let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of the project, the Riverfront District. This area will reclaim a long neglected stretch of land across the Anacostia River. Right now, DC as a whole has about 26 miles of riverfront, but only 14 miles of that are actually accessible and usable. The Riverfront District will add another mile to that, and we'll have trails, parks, and public access, which will really open up a calm, beautiful stretch of the river there that's been overgrown and ignored for decades. The vision here includes new housing, shops, restaurants, and green space, all designed to bring people to the water's edge. It's not just a riverfront, it's a reimagined gateway tying the stadium site back into the fabric of the city. Here's a question I've been getting a lot lately. How will the redevelopment affect the surrounding neighborhoods? Kingman Park has the potential to see some of the biggest benefits from the project, and it's easy to see why. It sits just steps from the stadium site, and it will become part of the new Kingman Park district, which will bring new housing, low density, mixed use, and expanded green spaces. And all of this is designed to blend into the existing neighborhood. So think cafes, daycares, fitness studios, and medical offices, rather than like big box retail or high-rise towers. But it doesn't stop there. The 8th Street corridor, Capitol Hill, Hill East, and other nearby neighborhoods stand to gain from this as well. It reminds me of that quote, "A rising tide lifts all boats." It's a long overdue reset that reconnects these communities to the river, to transit, to convenience, and to opportunity. And just beyond the neighborhoods where the community meets the open space, we get one of the most people-focused pieces of the plan, the Parks and Recreation District. I think they're calling it DPR. The existing fields at RFK, which already host tournaments, pickup games, and family outings, are being expanded and upgraded. The plan includes new multi-purpose turf fields, event lawns, walking trails, children's playground, and adult fitness zones. Now, all of these are designed to make the area a true recreation hub for locals of all ages. I can see this attracting people from all over the city. But at the centerpiece here is the new $85 million Sportsplex. It will be a state-of-the-art facility for youth and amateur sports. And once it's completed, it'll be the largest of its kind in the city, with the capacity to host tournaments, leagues, training events year-round. It's a major investment in local talent, wellness, and community life. And it's a signal that the redevelopment isn't just about attracting big events, but also enriching everyday life for DC residents. There are two major adjacent projects which will rise alongside the RFK development. The first is Hill East. They're calling it Hill East Unlocked. Hill East is just to the south of the stadium. It's entering phase 2 with 6,000 new homes planned. 1,800 of them will be affordable. This long overlooked neighborhood is finally being reconnected to the city and to the Anacostia River. Just north of RFK sits Hechinger Mall. It's an aging 8.5 acre plaza where developers have proposed a 2.4 million square feet mixed-use hub with housing, retail, and a public plaza. It's still early, but now that RFK is moving forward, Hechinger may finally get the spark it's been waiting for. So how is this stadium deal different from the failed ones that we've seen in other cities? Well, it's a job and revenue engine. We're talking about $26 billion in projected tax revenue, up to $400 million in long-term parking income. The city's getting all the parking income, and nearly $700 million in economic spillover. It includes the largest labor agreement in DC history, thousands of union jobs, and pathways to long-term careers. It's also a real estate catalyst. Over 6 million square feet of mixed-use space with new grocery options, fire station, parks, trails, and transit woven right into the neighborhood fabric. And here's what I know about the timeline. Infrastructure and site prep is slated to begin in 2026, so just a few months. The stadium is expected to open for the 2030. Not all districts, though, will be finished by 2030. The first 415,000 square foot of non-stadium development is required to be completed by the end of 2030. Additional phases run all the way through 2040. I think the plan is full completion 2040, 2041. And there are milestones and penalties built into the deal if these targets are not hit. Here's the point. This is real, it's funded, and it's already in motion. For decades, RFK was a crumbling shell, surrounded by empty parking lots. But now it's the centerpiece of the most ambitious redevelopment project in DC history. And it's not just about sports. It's about reconnecting a part of the city, reclaiming the river, and reimagining entire neighborhoods. It's turning a rotting, underused site into a living, thriving district. It's about building towards the future and honoring the past. If you're a buyer, a seller, investor, or just a DC local who wants to understand where the city is going, subscribe now. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. And if you want to explore any part of this unfolding story, reach out. My contact information is on the screen and it's in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, you will definitely enjoy the next one. Just click here. I'm Brad Thornton, and this is Washington's Next Chapter. Let's go.